Hello everyone. I kind of lied about the last part of the video where I said that'd be it for a while. The tail took a heck of a lot less time to get cut out, and I just felt like showing you where I'm at so far. I mean, this thing's taller than me, and I'm 6 foot, so you're talking 7 feet in length. And then this is just them sitting on each other. Between each plate, I'm gonna have a good couple inches to make sure it has nice maneuverability, and it's gonna be huge. Like I didn't think it'd be this big, but it's huge. So what I may have to do is, so that way the angles aren't so sharp, is I may do like I did here and kind of smooth it at an angle down this way and cut these so they're nice and make a really smooth transition from the butt, which is glued on, to that. I decided to do a little bit of these ridges just for aesthetics, just to make it look a little less, just straight round. I did round back here because it's harder to get these shapes that I want to, but all this has turned out really nice, and I'm super, super excited. I did look, I do have enough mattress left from my old mattress that I can do the pieces that'll go right here on the inside for for me to get in and out of without it tearing. I have enough for the head that I'm going to sculpt out of it, because this is pretty dense foam. I mean, it's just like this, for example. I mean, it's pretty stiff. This is stiff, really stiff foam. It doesn't want to give a whole lot. So that is compared to like this stuff, which I used from an old memory foam. I think one of our old memory foam mattresses is what we had left of it. And it wants to squish, and then, it's a memory foam mattress, so it wants to squish and then comes back. But it's way softer than these are. These are way stiff. So I think, like I said, I'll have enough for the head, these pieces, and then what's left of the dorsal fins for those, because I'm missing a few pieces for that. But yeah, I just want to do a quick video on that, show you guys exactly. I don't know, I want to just show you, keep you updated on how the progress is going, because this is really fun to me. And honestly, I cannot wait. Oh, that's what I was going to mention. So what I want to do is, once I get the vacuum hose through the middle of these, I'll poke it all the way through, and I'll probably use like contact cement or some sort of cement to make sure that will never come out around the outside. So we'll take this piece, for example, like I'll punch a hole in the middle of these like that, and then I'll stuff the hose through, and then put contact cement or some sort of like really, really, even hell, I might even do epoxy at this point. So either way, the goal is to make sure that none of them tear. And that's the other thing too about this. This is relatively thin foam. It's only an inch, and I made a relatively heavy duty foam, like it's 7 inches thick, and so that way all of that force is pulling on this guy instead of these pieces. I'll put the hose through there, and I'll probably glue like a piece of board or something actually hard to it, so that way it pulls, the whole tail will pull on the big piece of foam rather than these pieces. But like I said, I'll probably go through, and I'm gonna take a lot of the trimmings that I just took off of this thing, like this guy. This is a perfect example. See, it's nice and thin, so that way I don't bulk it up too much. And I'll glue it on the inside to cover up these seams, or at least strengthen the seams to make sure I don't have any problems with it tearing on me, since I used kind of thinner foam. See, like this is a good example. It's already starting to tear right there. Now, that probably is my fault for using the wrong kind of glue, but honestly, I would rather do it like this and use a little bit more of the cheap glue than get like the really expensive stuff and then realize I have to use the same amount anyways. So, yep, that's where we're at so far. What I'm going to do, oh yeah, I got off track. So I'm going to wrap this whole thing after I get the tube through and punch holes through it to help make it lighter. I'm going to cement it down, glue it to that thing right there. And then after, or before even, I'm going to take this whole thing and I'm going to cover it in stretch fabric around all the outside. I'll glue and or sew it, probably easier. I'll just sew it through the material and then glue it and then sew it, either way. So that way it'll have the flexibility, because I'm going to have a gap about that much, maybe give or take, between each piece of tail. So that way it has lots of maneuverability. But because they're such thick pieces of foam, it'll still be really rigid. So yeah, that's where I'm at so far. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, anybody who'd be interested in Godzilla and costumes and cosplay and anything else that I make videos about. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.